hello everyone. This is Dr. Swati Mishra from International School of Business Management at Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. We have been discussing some important topics of the introductory part of advertising management, and we have already studied what is integrated marketing communication. Today, we will be discussing what is integrated marketing communication planning, because unless well planned, the marketing communication efforts always go into vain, especially when you are trying to integrate the different types of media vehicles and the messages that are going through those media vehicles. It is highly important for us to well plan your marketing communication process. So whenever we are trying to create a planning or a proper blueprint of the kind of marketing communication that we are going to use, or the IMC approach that we are going to use, one has to know the score, right? So it is just, your IMC is just like a musical score. So the way that you have to understand each and every score of the music that you are composing, similarly, the IMC plan details, like which marketing communications are going to be used, which type of media vehicles suit our integrated marketing communication plan, at which time are we going to use that marketing communication, or when are we going to actually communicate with the targeted audience, you know and up till what extent, you know like what is going to be the frequency of my marketing communication, how many times my customer or my targeted audience is going to get you know being targeted or is going to be exposed to my marketing message or my communication that I'm doing. So that extent to which your customer is going to get exposed, at what time, at what place, you know all these things are very important to be planned prior to actually delivering that integrated marketing communication. The purpose is, of course, to direct the various instruments in the orchestra of the music in such a manner that a good musical note comes out, rather than just creating noise. you know so it is just like that. If your marketing communication is not properly tuned, each and every score of your marketing communication is not properly tuned, then your messages are just going to look like a noise to the targeted audience, and the targeted audience is going to just avoid that noise. They are not going to actually absorb the message that is being transmitted to them. So that is why each and every good plan includes three main things. First, deciding the objectives. One has to be aware of what are the objectives of that marketing communication plan. Secondly, what strategies are going to be used. And third, what tactics will be applied to implement those strategies. So these are the three most important things that one has to prepare before planning the entire marketing communication effort. So when we talk about the strategic planning, we have to understand that strategic planning is a process of developing and maintaining a fit between the organization's goals and capabilities, and of course the changing market opportunities. So a corporate or a business plan, any kind of corporate or business plan that states a company's financial objectives and strategies for achieving those objectives, or maybe a marketing plan, which is a set of objectives, like what is to be done, how something is to be done. The strategies are the ones which decide how that is to be done, and the actions, the actions which are taken to implement those strategies are the tactics. So you are actually orchestrating all these marketing activities, which are designed to actually help the company achieve its final financial objectives. Now, those financial objectives could be increase in the sales, reduction in the costs, increase in the revenue, ultimate increase in the revenue. So, your annual marketing communication plan, they are generally composed of a particular campaign, you know, that okay, this year we are going to run these campaigns. It could be maybe only one campaign, it can be more than one campaign. So that campaign actually decides that what kind of marketing communication messages are going to be sent to the targeted audience through which media vehicles, which means that what kind of media vehicles are going to be used to actually target our audience. So, and since it is one campaign, the theme of that particular campaign mostly remains the same. It does not alter from time to time because it is actually linked up with our annual financial goals or annual financial objectives. So your marketing plans and your financial objectives are actually working in a synchronization so that the ultimate financial objectives of that organization can be achieved. And that is why, you know, organizations create annual marketing communication plans also, under which they pre-decide that what kind of marketing campaigns are going to run, and whatever marketing campaigns are going to run, your all the media vehicles will be transmitting the same message to the targeted audience. So you, when you are deciding upon your plans or you are making your planning decisions, it is far more important for you to have a relative impact and longevity of that planning decision. By longevity, what I mean is that it should have a longer vision, which is actually synchronized with the organization's future objectives or futuristic objectives. Whatever organization's mission are, your marketing plans or your marketing communication plans should be designed in such a manner that they synchronize with those objectives, and that is why this longevity is required here. And you also have to judge the relative impact of those marketing communication plans. So to judge the relative impact of those marketing communication plans, you know it is highly important for us to ensure that how our marketing plan is going to move, right from the short term duration till achieving to be created by these you know advertising campaigns, right from the low impact factor till the high impact factor, right? So let us see what this graph is actually speaking about, which is depicted in front of you on the screen. When your marketing plans are moving ahead, right? And initially, when the plans are made for only a short duration of time with a very low impact factor, then only a single promotion campaign or a single promotional advertisement is brought up by the organization or the advertising agency which is hired by that organization. So in this case of single promotions, the objective is very small, and a short duration objective is actually formulated, and only one campaign or only one advertisement is actually delivered by the organization, and which is having only one goal. Maybe I have a sudden instinct that my organization's product will be demanded more in the upcoming festive season of Diwali. Then what I'm going to do is I am only going to come up, and I am planning a mega sale at that time by giving some good discounts or offers, so that more and more customers are attracted towards my brand as compared to my competitor. So I know that what my objective is. It is a very short duration offer that I am coming up with, and that is why I am having only single promotional objective, and I come up only with one advert, and that's it. Or say maybe I am running a retail store, and for that retail store I have come up with a big sale day or something, and for that I just want advertisements to be uh, posted on the billboards, because I am running a retail store and I know that only the local public is interested. So I rather put it up on the television, and I put it up on the billboards on the main roads of the city or the town where my retail store is located, and especially on the roads which have maximum traffic. So this would be called as single promotion. And when multiple such advertisements are created for a longer duration of time as compared to the single promotion, then that is called as campaign. Similarly, when you have a you know higher impact factor, you want a higher impact factor, and the time duration also is going to get increased, then we call it as positioning. And when it keeps on moving ahead and keeps on going further, it becomes branding. So, this is how an organization's relative impact and longevity of the planning decisions moves from low impact and short duration to high impact and long duration. I hope that you have clearly understood the graph in front of you. And now we will move ahead and discuss some more points about the same. So the next, now we've understood that what planning is. So now we have to understand how planning in integrated marketing communication actually works. So there are three typical tasks in planning. First is to set measurable objectives, right? Because whatever objectives you are setting, unless you can actually measure them, measure their impact or measure their effectiveness, you cannot actually call them an objective, rather. So the first thing is to set measurable objectives. The second is to decide upon the strategies, and the third is to choose the correct tactics to be implemented to actually strategize for your marketing communication plan. And then the next step is, of course, to cascade your objectives and strategies. That, okay, whatever strategies I have decided, like I've given an example over here, if you can see, you know the organization level objectives are the broader objectives, like the corporate level objective, the marketing communication, advertising, sales, promotion, and publicity. These are the tools that they are going to use, right? Then comes your corporate level objective, like increasing profits by 10%. Marketing level objective, like having sales of maybe 2 million in Canada by the year end. Or then comes your marketing communication objective, like acquiring 1 lakh new customers from the top 10 cities. Similarly, there could be an advertising level objective, like creating 50% brand awareness in the top 10 markets. Similarly, sales promotion objectives could be like generating 20% trial amongst those who are aware of it. Then there could be some publicity based objectives also, like creating 35% brand knowledge in the top 10 cities. Now comes linking your strategies with your objectives. How do you cascade them? So you have to develop strategies which actually satisfy your objectives. So when I say that I have started to sell in Canada, I am cascading my strategy with the objective of having sales of 2 million in Canada by the year end. If I say that my focus of efforts is in the top 10 Canadian markets or the top 10 Indian markets, if I'm talking about Indian terms. So now what am I doing? I'm cascading my strategy with the objective of acquiring at least 1 lakh new customers from the top 10 cities in Canada or India. Creating 50% awareness, 35% brand knowledge, and 20% trial. These strategies are interlinked with the rest of the objectives that I just spoke about. Similarly, other strategies could be there, like revising your television spots using any kind of cities backgrounds, distributing 5 lakh free samples in the top 10 markets, doing a nutritional study and distributing findings in the publicity, anything like that. So this is what is cascading of objectives and strategies. I hope that you've understood how a company actually interlinks its strategies with the objectives so that actual organizational or corporate goals can be achieved. Now, there is a terminology which is called as zero-based planning process. Now, what is this zero-based planning? Actually, zero based planning determines objectives and strategies based on the current brand or marketplace conditions, which means that no pre-decided notions are there. Whatever currently is happening, we are going to prepare a zero based plan right from there and then, which means that no earlier base was formed. There was no earlier strategy which was created. We will work according to the current marketing scenario. So, zero based planning actually means starting from the beginning to make a plan rather than what was always done or what we have been doing previously. We are going to follow the same thing. That does not happen in case of zero based planning process. So, now there are few steps in this type of planning process also. We will discuss these steps one by one quickly so that we are done with this zero based planning process also in this session. The first one is to analyze the SWOTs. We all know what is SWOT analysis: the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat analysis, which is a structured evaluation of internal situations like the strengths and the weaknesses, as well as external situations like the opportunities and the market. So once we are trying to do this SWOT based on the campaign planning, once we have understood what our strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats are, we have to then prioritize our SWOTs, like whether we want to go with the significant strengths and opportunities that should be leveraged, or whether we have to be very critical about the weaknesses and threats that should be addressed first. As per the priority of the organization, the marketing communication objectives are set. Now, once the marketing communication objectives are set, according to those objectives, you have to set the targets as well as decide upon your brand positioning. And these target setting and the decision of the brand positioning are the ones that lead to the marketing communication strategy decisions. So, what kind of message is going to be delivered? What is going to be the promotional strategy? What is going to be the interactive strategy? What is going to be the media strategy? All these strategies together formulate your marketing communication strategy. Once your marketing communication strategy has been set, There comes the time when you actually implement it, uh, you know, through the marketing communication mix, which leads to the marketing communication function area planning. And of course, the supports that are required for this functional area planning, they are also decided in this campaign planning itself. Once all these plans are made, then comes the time for the implementation of these plans. So there, that is why initially the SWOT based campaign planning is highly important. So when I talk about prioritizing your SWOTs, once the SWOTs have been identified, they need to be prioritized based on criteria such as realistic damage to the brand relationships, and maybe brand equity if a weakness or threat is not addressed, realistic benefit if a strength or opportunity is leveraged, cost of addressing or leveraging each SWOT. Similarly, the time company has to address or leverage each SWOT. So all on the basis of all these things like realistic damage, realistic benefit, cost, time, on the basis of these, you actually prioritize your SWOTs. Once your SWOTs have been planned and prioritized, then comes the next step, which is the account planning. So account planning means, using research and brand insights to bring a strong consumer to the planning of marketing communication. Account planners basically write briefs that summarize the research and the insights for the creative team. Now comes your next step in your IMC planning approach or the zero based planning approach, which is analyzing the targets and the relationships. So, for this, you have to first identify the key customer and the prospect segments. By identifying, I not only mean that you have to understand as to who is going to be your key customer and who are going to be your prospect segments, but also you have to understand that what are the characteristics of these customers, what is the significance of the characteristics of these customers, are the target audience in one particular segment actually showing consistency in their characteristics or not. Once all these things are identified, you have to identify the brand's relationship with each and every segment, how well the customers find themselves related to the brand, or how well the brand is trying to relate or has been successful in relating with these segments. After this, the next step that is there is to determine your marketing communication objectives. So, of course, in the later half of this session, we will be discussing the marketing communication objectives also. But foremost, you have been already informed that they should be measurable, and by measurable objectives, it determines what the marketing communication programs should actually try to accomplish. You know, that okay, this is my target, this is what I have to achieve. So, whether my marketing objective is actually letting me achieve that or not will be deciding upon the decided by the measurability of those objectives. Objectives also help you to address and leverage key SWOT findings, right? So there are basically two types of objectives. One is the communication objective, and the second one is the behavioral objective. So, you know, once these objectives are set, the next step is actually to develop the strategies and the rationales. Developing strategies basically involves identifying the key problems which are supposed to be solved, selecting the most relevant MC mix, marketing communication mix to help achieve the objectives, creating of the seeing of the big ideas, which means that we have to see the big ideas and we have to create our strategies in such a manner that those big ideas actually get implemented, right? Then comes identifying the best media mix, that which media is actually more suitable to my type of advertising communication, which one should be used, and out of the ones that you have chosen, you create a very good healthy media mix to be used for implementing these strategies. Rationals actually explain why the strategy ideas are sound and why they are worth the resources invested in them. Because in every type of advertising, lot of money is involved, lot of funds are involved. So unless we are having a clear idea of the rationales and we are having a clear idea of how the resources will be invested in such a manner that they lure good returns for the organization, unless that happens, actually implementation of strategies should not be done. Then comes your next step, which is budgeting. You know, to develop a budget and determine how it will be divided amongst the marketing communication function is another very important task in the zero based planning of IMC. So companies use a combination of methods to determine how much marketing communication money they will need, you know, and they will need for percentage of sales, objectives and tasks, share of category spending, return on investment, and things like this. So, with this, we have almost reached the last step of timing and scheduling. Timing and scheduling basically determine which media placements, promotional programs, and other marketing communication activities should happen first or last, or maybe in between, right? So, that is what exactly is meant by the timing and scheduling of the marketing communication efforts. Coordinating the timing between marketing production and sales is highly important, because unless these three departments, marketing, production and sales, are working in a close coordination with each other, the success ratio of the campaign or the marketing communication plan that has been designed, that comes to a very low level, the success ratio. So, to have a very highly successful marketing communication plan, you need to have well coordinated efforts between marketing, production, and sales. Now, if we talk about timing and coordination, they go together and they are very critical elements in case of integration, because unless the media vehicles are well integrated and well scheduled, the marketing communication becomes a very big flop show. So, with this, we have almost discussed the marketing communication planning also, and we have discussed as to what is exactly the zero based planning in case of marketing communication planning. So, now we will be starting with our next topic in the same session, because I still believe that there is some time left for this session to end. Now we will begin with our discussion of you know broadcast advertising and the objectives behind advertising. So, as we all know, what is meant by broadcast advertising? Whenever you are trying to broadcast any advertisement or any advertising campaign through a particular media vehicle or multiple media vehicles taken in a mix together, we also should be having a broadcast advertising plan, and that plan is actually linked up with the objectives of that broadcast advertisement plan. So it's highly important for any IMC to first set up its objectives, right? And objectives must flow from a clear positioning statement. We need to have a clear positioning statement behind our marketing campaign that we are trying to run. What is one selling point? So when we talk about these objectives, they, as I said, that they must flow from clear positioning statement, and we should know what is one selling point or the niche that the advertiser is trying to occupy, whether it is price, whether it is convenience, quality, value, whatever it is. So your objectives, they should address the communication task very well. By addressing this communication task, what is meant is that they should raise the awareness about the brand, or maybe whatever communication means is trying to be, whatever communication is being tried to be sent to the consumer from the brand. Then they should also be successfully shaping the attitudes of the consumers. They should enhance the recall. They should motivate any kind of action from the consumer. So this setting of objectives, the advertising objectives, uh, it may or may not be possible that they always address the sales goals, because sales are basically a part of marketing objectives, whereas the advertising objectives are mostly related to the overall goal of the organization, what they want to achieve. So what does the market know about the advertiser, or where is the advertiser on the awareness curve of the, or maybe the product life cycle? All these things are very highly important to be addressed when you are trying to set up the objective. So, like, this is an awareness curve that I have shown you in front of you on the screen. When you are on the lower half of the awareness curve, and that is the time when your marketing communication should look forward to raising the awareness amongst the targeted audience. If your product or the brand has moved ahead, and you know they are in a phase of creating understanding, then your strategies should be so designed that they are actually making the customers understand the importance of using your brand. Sometimes when the time has crossed to a higher level, and awareness is also there, awareness has been created, and mostly everybody knows about your brand, and that is the time when you are just trying to enhance your advertising and you which is actually ultimately leading to recall generation and of course action generation from the consumers. So you know there is another scheme also here, which is like creating awareness. Once awareness is creating, departing the knowledge about the brand, the product and its features to the customers, then generating a liking for the product or the brand. Then comes the preference generation amongst the customers, that okay, I like the brand, but sometimes some customers prefer one brand over the other. So that preference generation is also one of the objectives of integrated marketing communication. Then creating conviction, and then finally creating the action, which means the customer should be convicted and later on triggered up to make the buying decision in favor of your brand. So your objectives should always be measurable, like what will be communicated, to whom that message is going to be communicated, what time it should be communicated, at what cost it should be communicated. Everything should be pre-decided while setting the objectives or while setting the measurable objective. So when I'm talking about what will be communicated, you know, communication task which actually increases the awareness, creates the understanding, enhances the recall, sometimes motivates the action. There could be some objectives which are just trying to build brand preference or build brand loyalty amongst the customers. So there could be any type of objectives. Then comes, the question to whom, which means that to whom this marketing communication is actually targeted. So the audience are of course well defined according to their demographics. Sometimes they are also defined geographically. Sometimes they are defined by the size of the audience. So all these things actually determine that to whom we are advertising, how many target customers are there in that segment that we are trying to target. So all these things are also included in setting up of the advertising objective. Then from to whom, then the next question that comes is by when. So in this case, you have to determine the period of advertising. Continuous is sustained over a period of time. Short burst or flights to exploit the opportunity or to promote the special events, creating a pulse amongst the customers. All these things are also included in by when are we going to broadcast the IMC. And then, of course, at what cost, which means how much will it cost to achieve the objectives that have been set. It requires obtaining the rates from the media and calculating the cost of reaching the desired demographic at the frequency which is necessary. So, your objectives actually allow the advertiser to measure the effectiveness of the advertisement as well, or the advertising campaign as well. Without objectives, or one does not know whether the advertising goals were actually accomplished or not. But when you have an objective, you just have to match the results with the set targets. If they have come very close to your set targets, we can consider the advertising integrated marketing communication plan as being very successful. So from the advertising objectives, the flow of strategy also starts. Strategy is a plan for achieving the objectives, which is decided in the you know um, planning phase of setting of the objectives. Now, when I talk about the setting of these objectives, you also have to understand that right from the strategy, all the creative efforts will flow. Right. So strategy is the most important part in this case. Once the objectives are set, the strategy is determined, and then the creative work actually begins. So, creative work means building up the copy of the advertisement and handing it over to the higher management for approvals or disagreements. Now, within your setting of objectives also comes establishment of the budgets. Now, budgets could be established on the basis of percentage of sales rate, per unit rate, task and method, which are supposed to be, adopted for that health. So, all these things would be included in the setting of the objectives. Now, setting of objectives also includes establishing the budgets by finding out what is affordable for the organization, how much we can spend, or maybe if one particular amount has been released to us for for advertising purpose, we have to find out that from where can we get the cheapest possible work done without compromising with the qualities. So, with this, we have come to the end of today's session. I really hope that the session was thoroughly informative for you, and it's really nice that you people have taken up the course of advertising management, and the syllabus of this course is at par with any other uh, big institutions of globally, and it makes a student industry ready to be working in advertising field. So for those who are having an interest and are creative enough, they are most welcome to keep attending the further sessions, and to also post comments in the comment box. If you like or dislike any sessions, you are free to give your feedbacks. If you want to know something more, or your knowledge quest is not getting, or the thirst for your not knowledge is not getting satisfied, then you can please post your messages in the comment box. I would be really happy to solve all your queries, and also share the uh, teaching learning materials with you. So that is all from my side for today. Thank you so much for attending these sessions. This is Dr. Swati Mishra from International School of Business Management at Suresh Ganviar University, signing off. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.